One thing that's different about the way Social Media Victims Law Center approaches these cases is that we try to really dig into data that's stored on a child's device. And an integral team member on that for us has been Jason Tanner, our forensic data manager.
Here's Snapchat, and this is the list of chats. Snap is useful when you don't want people to see what you're doing. So you see here, chats delete immediately, or I can change that to 24 hours from now, delete all that conversation, right? This is what Snap Map looks like. But you can see, like, let's say I'm a dealer, I can easily locate you and, hey, I'm gonna be at the park around the corner, you can come meet me here. God, it's like the platform was built for that. This is a drug menu posted by a dealer on Snapchat. If it has anything to do with drugs, it's gonna be on Snapchat. This is where it is 90% of the time.
We have a number of lawsuits pending here in the Los Angeles County Superior Court against Snapchat. And we should know a lot more about whether the courts are going to allow us to go forward.
The goal of Section 230 was to incentivize platforms to take down harmful content without the risk of liability if they didn't. The provision stated that no internet service provider could be held legally liable for what users say or do on their platforms. Much later, young folks out in Silicon Valley developed new technologies, but they were technologies we didn't understand.
When we first launched, we were hoping for, maybe 400, 500 people, and now we're at 100,000 people, so.
And it was only when these products developed into algorithmically driven addictive mechanisms that the harms really became manifest.
The 38-year-old mogul admits he, along with other pioneers of social media, knew what they were doing.
It's me, it's Mark, it's the, Kevin Systrom at Instagram, it's all of these people understood this consciously, and we did it anyway.
Because of Section 230, because of these companies not being truthful, not being transparent, nobody knew what they were doing behind closed doors.
Over 3.5 billion snaps are created every single day. It becomes such an important part of your life. It's hard to imagine, communicating another way.
You have the same kind of corporate misconduct, knowing disregard of the life and safety of others, and a intentional decision to put profits over people.
If you could raise your right hand, do you solemnly swear that the testimony about to give in this matter shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you. And down.
Michael, when did you first open a Snapchat account?
Around 10 or 11.
How long after you started on Snapchat did you start to receive this drug-related content?
When I was like 12 and a half, I got this guy who, on my quick ad, his name was like Mary Jane and the tree emoji. When I quick added him, he originally responded 2 days later saying, what you want? And then I was like, what? What do you mean? And then he sent me a photo of his drug menu.
These cases ask some very profound questions concerning the 2023 world of interconnectedness. Big picture abstractions aside, these cases involve, for some dozens of families, a terrible loss.
The content here was created by the drug dealers. Snap, its only role was an intermediary for the exchange of those two messages. So quite frankly, if those same communications had happened via text, via email, on the phone, would AT&T be liable for that drug deal? No, of course not.
The design of the Snapchat product, which is separate and distinct from virtually every other social media platform, facilitates drug dealers to evade legal responsibility and evade and hide the evidence of their crime.
Your kid, when they're on a social media platform, is exposed to more predators than you ever knew existed.
And that is the equivalent of dropping them off in the worst neighborhood in our area and saying, good luck tonight, I'll see you later.
We have Instagram cases where children have been blackmailed by criminal gangs and they've caused several suicides. In an effort to extort $50 from your kid, they're going to scare your kid so badly that they kill themselves.
Riley died by suicide on March 30th, 2021, after he was targeted through Facebook Messenger by a sextortionist who got him to send compromising images and then blackmailed him.
This is my son, Mason. He will have been gone for a year and about 2 weeks. On November the 14th is 1 year. I can't bring my son back, but I sure can do whatever I can to make sure that no other mother has to go through what we have gone through.
I'm Brandy Roberts. This is my husband, Tony Roberts.
Hi, and thank you all for having us.
We lost our daughter, England, in September of 2020.
This is a video of a lady with an extension cord around her neck tied to the top hinge of the door frame, and that's how we found our daughter.
What would you say to Ms. Grant's point that one could say the same thing about Verizon or AT&T? Because these same communications between drug dealers and minors could occur on a cell phone.
I don't believe it to be analogous, Your Honor, unless Verizon and AT&T give drug dealers the phone numbers of vulnerable kids who might be potential customers.
If hypothetically I get past the 230 argument and now we are in the world of, quote, products liability, is there binding California authority that says, Judge Riff, you've taken an oath to follow the law, this is the law, follow it?
And then you add all their friends, and then you add their friends.
Because the app suggests them to you, right? And since all of your messages disappear in 24 hours, it's very low risk. Snap could change so that they keep this data on their servers without changing the user experience at all.
Having been on the inside as a former global head of trust and safety at a large social media platform, do I think the main social media platforms today, with the current level of protections, are safe for children? No. There's more than enough evidence to show otherwise.